All right, we're back. Thank you so much for being here with us. I have the Musselwhite family here, and you're right here from Southern California.
Yep, Temecula.
All right, so not too far away, about a 50-minute drive from San Diego. Yep.
Yes.
So why don't we talk a little bit about, first of all, what you've been doing, because what you brought in, I'll hold it up for this camera right here, is we've got a whole bunch of check stubs. So obviously something's going well, lots and lots of them. It's, again, just so you know, the secret to great marketing is having physical proof, okay? This is irrefutable proof, these kinds of things. So, and you're just saying that the your bank knows you by name.
They know us by name because when we come in with at least 10 a month, because there's different offices from one company that we work with, so they bill it out, or we bill it out to them. And so, yeah, we come in with tons of checks, so they, when we walk in, hey, Linda, hey, Charles.
It's a fun day.
Yeah,
and they give us cookies, so.
You get cookies and money. Can't beat that. So what are you doing? I mean, who's paying you? You say there are multiple offices. Where's the money coming from?
This specific client is a commercial brokerage real estate office. They've got 10 agents, 8 offices, 2 states.
Okay. And what are they paying you? I mean, what are you doing for them? What are they paying you for? And, like, can I ask what kind of revenue you're generating per month from your various clients that you're working with right now?
Sure.
Yeah, we actually met with them in February, and when we first met with them, they wanted everything in the kitchen sink.
And everything meaning?
Oh,
From their website, social media, we want video, and we just, you name it, they wanted it.
So pretty much everything that we teach inside the system.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay.
And but with that came a very hefty price tag. So it was.
That sounds great.
Well, they didn't think that at first, but
okay.
So $42,000 setup fee and $11,000 a month. And Charles does it well. What did they do?
The initial reaction was, so we knew that we had probably exceeded where they were at, but
so what'd you do?
They wanted to work with us. We didn't ruin our confidence with them.
Okay.
While we were sitting there, Linda says, check this out, and we had built our custom networking without a business card campaign.
Yes. So I'll get that little page. So did you do the handout or the little flyer? Did you do something like this, or was it just?
No.
Or did you just have them text their name and
We
email?
just had them
address to get
text
the
their
follow?
name and email.
So you did literally with nothing.
Yeah.
Okay.
On the spot.
We just wanted them to experience it, and we talk about it now because as soon as the 3 partners that were there, as soon as they did it, all 3 of them gave us the look. We knew that they knew they were onto something big.
So let's talk about that, because for someone who doesn't know what networking without a business card is, what is it?
Well, we set ours up to kind of model what Jody and Eric have done.
Yep.
Real simple with is that they can text their a short code. In this case, it's M&M to our number, and then it's an interactive text conversation with them.
So it asks them a couple of questions.
Yes.
Okay. And maybe for you, if you aren't familiar with the way Instant Customer works, our mobile text service is 2 ways. So someone texts their name and email address, and then you can ask a series of questions. It actually seems like a conversation. One of the questions could be, well, let's ask, what do you ask? Like, what do you do with your 2-way?
Well, we use ours for basically networking events. So the first thing we just say is, great meeting you. By the way, we'd like to add you. What's your first name?
Okay, yep.
And they'll give us a response. So is Mike. Mike, it was great talking with you. By the way, we'd like to send you something. Can we have your email?
Yep.
And we get a fairly decent amount of folks that will reply to that. So they'll give us their email, and then we'll say, great, check your email in about 30 minutes, and we'll have sent something over to you. And then we follow that with a little goofy video we put together, which is always just fun.
So you basically send a video email,
Yes.
and is that something, is it unique, or do you have the same one every time? Do you create like a different campaign for each place you're going to?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which gets me into trouble sometimes.
Yeah.
Because that's what I do too. Is before I go to an event, I just take out my mobile phone. Do you do the same thing? You just record it and say hi. It's nice meeting you. Blah 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 blah. And then So I do that at every meeting. I have a unique follow up, and they're like, oh my god, I can't believe it. So for you, the look is the look means they did it, they get it,
Yes.
and they want it.
Yep, the light bulb.
Yeah.
In this specific case, this is an all-women corporation, an all-woman corporation, and one of the things
That sounds exciting.
Yeah, one of the things that they told us about was they just needed a differentiator.
Good.
And Linda's jump in and let me know if I'm off base on this. But when they saw the power, they knew immediately they had the differentiator that they needed to go out and compete.
That is awesome. So, and for them, let's just talk about, so they started doing networking without a business card too?
What we've done for them is we've built a custom campaign for their parks and their properties. So every property has their own code,
Yep.
and then you can text in, scan, QR code.
So basically something like this. then.
Absolutely,
Yep.
just like that. And they get all the information on the suites they have available. It
Great.
gives you video.
So in this case, it's something like, and I actually have some examples here. I should have had you bring your examples, but let me see if I have one.
Yeah, we just brought checks.
Yeah, money's good. Money's good. But I mean, we've got them for restaurants.
Yeah.
We've got them for. Here's one for a VIP club. This
You
is
can do it with
yeah,
anyone.
anything, any
Yeah.
business type. So the whole idea is,
Absolutely.
if you want more of what we have, text your name and email address, and there's multiple ways to get in.
Yep.
So they're following up now. So in this case, it's with real estate,
Yes.
and then they're getting either like a walkthrough or their inventory, and then they follow up with them.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
So what's happened to their business since they started working with you? How much more money, or what's going on?
But we haven't actually got any specific feedback from them in terms of their money, but
But they keep on
Their
paying you, so
visibility.
they seem to be
Oh,
fairly
yeah.
happy.
They're
Yeah.
very happy.
adding parks after park after park with us, and now we're also doing networking without a business card for each one of their agents.
Okay, which
Yeah.
is great. So let's talk a little bit about how you build for that and how much time it takes to set up. Now that you know how to do it, how long does it take to set it up, and how much money do you get? I like to know how much per hour you're getting.
Well,
we have a strong partnership when it comes to that. We can muddle through it, but we have a person who helps us out and just knocks it out in maybe 10, 15 minutes.
Great.
It's
And then you mark that up.
unbelievable.
yeah, we started out with it was a $3,000 setup, and what we do is $300 per property and per agent. And then say there's a month that there's not a new property or anything like that, then it's a $300 maintenance fee just for having the system.
Great. So it's 3,000 plus 300 per.
Yep.
Okay. And that translates into about like how much per month per client?
For them, it's roughly about $1,000. We're also doing LinkedIn for the vice president and the president, which we charge $500 a month. We did a $600 setup on that. We also built their company page on LinkedIn, so we maintain that for them as well.
So the total amount of so really you're just showing it off and closing the deal, and from then on it's more or less kind of like cruise control income
Yes.
for you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So what how quickly did you grow your business from 0 to where you are right now, and can I ask approximately where you are in terms of revenues?
Yeah. Well, when we started, we've been in the business for several years, but we were doing everything piecemeal. So when we found your system, it was just awesome because we had an actual systematized system in place, so we can just market it without having to worry about too much hands-on. I mean, initially there's some work, but after that, like you said, it's like on autopilot. But what we found is, what would you say? Roughly.
Okay, I'm going to fix your hair because it's on the microphone. There we go.
There
we go. All right.
There we go. So since we started doing this, your system, it's boosted our business to probably about $2,000 extra a month from what we were doing from all our piecemeal. We have clients that currently have all the pieces that we are slowly starting to bring in and show them the power of it.
Yeah, this might be a little foo-foo, but for me, it's actually a little more important. That the money is important. Don't get me wrong. Obviously, you got to pay your bills and be comfortable. But for us, it actually helped us to realize a dream that we've been chasing for 20 years, and that is simply to be able to work together from home.
Yeah.
One of our friends and mentors, Scott Fox, says that the American dream is no longer the corner office; it's the home office, or working from the beach, or working from the road.
Yeah. It's lifestyle,
Oh my gosh!
isn't it? So
Lifestyle
you've
business.
achieved lifestyle.
We get to work together 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
And you still like each other?
We do.
Isn't that nice?
People may think that's strange.
No, I understand. I worked with my wife, and we did marketing for 7 years together when we were first together, and then she started the foundation, and I have the
Yes.
software companies now. So she literally kicked me out of the third stall of the garage, and it was only 4 years ago now.
Wow.
I mean, it's literally, that's how quickly we've been able to build this business. So I understand, because working with a spouse can either be a blessing or it can be it can be challenging.
Yes.
I look back, and another thing that that we're real cognizant of is that the path that we were on in corporate was, we would fight tooth and nail to hopefully get to a point where we could be financially secure. I look at this now. If we want to make more money, we just got to go help more people, and I think that's the key: is helping them. And another thing we've become really conscientious of is the fact that we are sort of a sandwich generation as well, is that our parents have helped us, and at some point we're going to need to be able to help our parents,
Yes.
as well as help our children.
Isn't that the truth? Yes.
And if we were doing 9 to 5 working for somebody else, you know, that you're going to have to make some difficult decisions as to who gets what. With what we've got now, we've been able to travel. Last year we were on the road for 3 weeks, going back to visit both of our mothers who were single moms. Big heart for them, and big heart for any single parent, but just go spend 3 weeks with them. Earlier this year, my mom had knee surgery that I was able to go and be there for her, just be there for her. If I was working in a 9 to 5 job, that would not happen.
Yeah. How about your kids? How old are your kids?
Well, they're grown. Well,
20,
almost grown.
almost 21 and 17.
Oh, okay.
So
one's still at home then?
Yes.
Okay.
But he's
Yeah.
getting booted pretty soon.
All right. Yeah, good for you.
He's,
So-
he's an entrepreneur as well.
Oh, has he considered getting into the business or doing the business too? Is this anything that's interesting to him?
He does T-shirt designing, so he's more on the artsy side. So what we do is we
He can't
manage.
afford
QR
his-
code T-shirts.
He can't
That's
afford
right.
us yet.
Yeah.
We do his marketing for him.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. And so let's talk a little bit about, for someone who maybe would just be starting from scratch, you know, based on, you know, I mean, you started 2 products ago right now, because
Yep.
you did Main Street Marketing Machines Fusion, which is part of the Best of box. I'll hold that up right now. So if you look, that would have been this one. So that was Fusion and then Cross-Channel Mojo. We've got everything inside of here. And have you been able to look through the Best of box yet?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
so
Overwhelmed.
powerful.
Okay.
Overwhelmed. It's like, I want to do this, I want to do that, I want to do this, I want to do that.
Call it the treasure chest.
Yeah.
The treasure chest of ideas and money. It's just like a bunch of, it's just, you know, like gold coins sitting inside
Yes.
here.
And what I would say, jump in and definitely do this, because for us, from our background, we had all the pieces, and so we were trying to maintain all the pieces, but when you have everything right here, it's so much easier.
I remember specifically watching you during Main Street Marketing Machines launch, and was just so anxious to pull the trigger. But you know, I'm one of those. I'm kind of skeptical, and I didn't.
Oh wow!
And then we kept. That's where we heard about Jimmy Harding. So I followed Jimmy, and that's how I've learned about Mike. And I saw what these guys were doing, the success that they had. And then Main Street Fusion came out, and that was a big bullet to buy, because I think we paid like $3,500 for that.
It was $29.97.
Yeah.
Was it?
Yep, that's
It
what it
just
was.
seemed like a lot of money to me at the time. And I remember being in our office.
A bargain.
It was.
At the
Oh my
time.
gosh.
And now you get all that. You
Oh
get
my gosh.
$15,000 worth in one box, plus the new system, which
Yeah.
basically, if you model Diego now, who's built
Yeah.
his agency, we're basically giving you Diego in a box and our current, our newest generation of all-stars and heroes and their strategies and techniques, plus the latest tech that we've added.
Right.
Yeah.
Your
I mean-
question was for someone new,
Yeah.
though.
Yeah. How long?
Don't hesitate. Jump in, because the support of the community is tremendous. I mean, we've learned so much just by being able, I think Diego was talking about, just being able to share ideas with folks.
Yeah.
Where do you go? How do you knock on a door? What is your approach?
Yes.
How do you position it? You know, the only regret that I have is looking back and just saying, man, I wish we would have did this so much earlier.
It's the number one thing I'd say when I'm at a live event. I'd say, you know, there's 2 things that happen to me that have a lot of impact. It's like someone who's achieved a certain amount of success always says, I wish I would have started sooner, and I was skeptical because it just seems either too good to be true, or I can't tell because it smells and looks like get rich quick. And it's like, no, it's get rich smart.
Right.
Right? And the next thing is invariably the couple, and one spouse who's been the skeptic and holding the other back and said, I feel so guilty, and I've always been a skeptical. I thought my spouse was crazy, and now that I'm here, I actually see that these are really good people, and it's not a bunch of nuts. You know,
Yeah.
we always talk about the
Right.
crazy eyes test, right? And it's like there aren't a bunch of nuts
Right.
at our live events. They're good people,
Absolutely.
who understand the value and the power of service first, and
Yes.
community, and also that abundance mindset, which is sharing the best ideas. Because I was talking about this earlier. I mean, these strategies here, and then when you look at Kristen Moore, who, you know, she did $300,000 in less than $100,000 in a month. It was $90,000 in two weeks. Unbelievable. Okay, I didn't think of some of this stuff. Okay, and then let's see. Here's another great one. We've got this is Gene Scally. We actually met with
We
the
love
Baja
Gene,
Fresh
by the
people.
way.
Yeah, so we met the Baja Fresh people. They came here, and they've got franchises. So we started looking at franchise restaurants. Well, And then here's Jason Smith from Canada working with a Toyota dealership. He's doing text a stock code and actually delivers car information on the fly.
Nice.
Okay.
What's
and
to
then,
steal that idea?
Yeah, it's a really good idea.
And that's the thing. There's so many ideas.
Yeah, it's all in the community. Everyone's sharing. Okay.
Is that Chris? That's Chris,
Yep.
isn't it?
This is Chris Bowles. It's basically a house launch. Genius. Okay. Never would have thought of that. I mean, look at this stuff. I couldn't make this stuff up.
Just talk about the community again.
Yeah.
So in there, Chris has done something he's making money successful at. We're talking to Chris on Monday.
Yeah.
He's accessible.
Partnerships.
Yeah.
Partnerships are where it's at, and that's where the big money. It's a multiplier. It's a money multiplier. That's what the community really is.
Yeah.
So, if you're talking,
I'm sorry to cut you off. Another thing that we've kind of gotten this is that success gives confidence.
Okay.
To a point now where I actually feel it's our responsibility to go and knock on doors and help businesses.
Yes.
I mean, you know, there's a lot of negativity if you watch the media and you see what's going on lately in the economy.
Ignore it.
You
Yes.
have to.
I haven't watched the news in probably 5 years.
You have to.
Yeah.
But, you know, there's still people who are, I don't know what we're going to do. We're going to shut our doors. This is going to happen. That's going to happen. And same thing with these women. We need a differentiator.
Totally.
If we didn't go and knock on their door and talk to them and encourage them to take a leap with us, where would they be?
Yeah.
So, you know, it's
Have
a
you
different
saved
mindset.
some businesses? Do you feel like you've actually saved
Oh,
some?
I know we have.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I know we have.
Yeah. I think that's something that, you know, when you meet Fireman Mike, for example, it's like, you know, he comes from that place of service too. It's saving businesses and creating jobs.
Yeah.
And right now, more than ever before, you know, leadership is that's the biggest gap that we have in the planet is people who are just willing to be a leader. So that's really good. So what do you say to someone who's sitting on the fence right now? If we were going to say, hi, you're on the fence. Let's see if there's someone on the fence. Go ahead. Here, this will be interactive. So anyone who's on the fence, type in, I'm on the fence, okay? Are you on the fence, okay? So if there's anyone on the fence right now, I want to know. And then what do you say to someone who's on the fence?
You got it. You just got to jump in.
Yeah,
you gotta
jump
do
in
it.
both feet and go for it. It's so powerful. Don't get discouraged and utilize it. You have the tools and go for it.
But you know, another thing I like to tell them is, you know, it's not magic in that you buy the box and it just happens. It's going to require some time and effort. But it's better. What's the better? Not doing anything and being where we were a year later and kicking yourself?
Yeah.
Or saying, I'm jumping in, I'm trying this out, and I'm going to go for it. You got to go for it.
Right. So for you, every single month that you're in, the thing is already paid for itself each month,
Oh, yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So what kind of multiple do you think you've seen on your original investment at this point?
Oh my goodness.
I'll let the math wizard say that.
50-fold at least.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you've
Yeah.
seen a 50x return on investment. Okay.
I have a you know, when we saw Jimmy at the live event and he talked about calculating down to the minute what his income was. You know, I've done those exercises, but never did it down to the minute. And
That's
I
how I
realized,
live my life.
Yeah.
Yep.
Realized where we needed to be, and again, taking into consideration what we as a husband and wife need to provide for our mothers, who I know that we're going to be required to take care of, and our kids to some degree. That is a big number. And again, I go back to, if I'm working a corporate job 9 to 5 for someone else who I've got to ask the permission to take 2 weeks off a year, or I get my $1 a year raise, I'm never going to get there. This system unlocks that key for you to go out and do some things. And again, the confidence that you can get from just putting someone on the shelf, the foot in the door strategies. We did a lot of things initially just $99 a month. Let me just put them on the shelf at $99 a month. We're not there anymore because we've exceeded, but I know where we're headed, and the numbers that I know we're capable of and that we're going to hit, we wouldn't have been able to do it working for anybody else. So together, our team, our you know, what we've been blessed with is awesome.
It's great. And also, now you've basically already said that you can kind of get through it yourselves, but you've got someone doing it for you, so you don't have to do the work.
Correct.
Right.
So how did you find that person who's doing the work for you?
I'm an internet stalker, so I've watched all of your interviews, and most of the times, folks that are sitting in our position, I reached out to right afterwards. So John Barrett is one, for instance. We do a lot of work with him. Jean Scally, we work with her. Chris, we're going to be talking to. We've talked to.
So you're leveraging the community that we have
yeah.
and the the directory, the
Yeah.
certified professional
Yeah,
directory.
that's what we do.
Good.
We have a couple of admins, local admins that we work with.
We'll explain that a little more.
Yeah, so people that we actually go to church with, that they're stay-at-home moms, they have little kids that have an administrative background. They do a lot of stuff for us, so that way
they
with
wanna
our
stay at
busy
home?
work, yeah, absolutely, it helps them to stay at home.
Yeah.
And that's something that we're looking for to do more of, is the stay-at-home mom or dad is to be able to help them help their families.
That's great. That's fantastic. So here's what we're going to do. We've got another cool gift for you. So 2 things. One of them is Jimmy Harding is going to guide you through some tool training. It's how to make money with the software. It's just 13 minutes long. And then after that, I'm going to bring on Jessica Brace. She's the mom who was bankrupt not too long ago, and she generated $33,000 in 3 weeks,
Yeah,
which is
great
a damn
story.
good story.
Yes,
Okay, which
and we
is,
met her.
isn't she the sweetest?
Yes.
Yeah, she's a total doll. So that's what we've got in store. So why don't we get rolling here? And when we come back, first of all, thank you, Charles and Linda.
Thank
You
you
guys
so
have
much.
been just so awesome to come down here, and congratulations on your success for sure.
Thank you.
It's
We
unbelievable.
look forward to bigger stories coming up.
I can't wait. Just keep on coming back, and wait. And here's my challenge I have for you: is I'd like you to think about one of your best strategies that you're using right now that anyone could use, and consider being speaking at our September event. It would be wonderful to have a husband and wife team on stage.
Yeah.
So just think about that a little bit.
Will do.
Is that good?
You
All
got
right.
it.
So let's cut. We're going to have Jimmy Harding do a little training with you. All right.